Ladies and gentlemen, let me hit you with a truth most people overlook. Words hold weight. Real weight. The kind of weight that can either lift a person up or crush them down. In love, in life, your words are like seeds. Plant the right ones, and they grow into something strong, something lasting. Plant the wrong ones, or worse, nothing at all, and you get weeds or bare ground. You see, the right words from a woman can light a fire in a man's soul. Not just the soft glow of love, but a blazing flame that pushes him to stand taller, dream bigger, fight harder. It's like striking a match in the dark. Suddenly there's light, there's direction. Today, we're diving into 5 secret texts that do exactly that. They're not just words on a screen, they're keys that unlock trust, deepen connection, and push a man to step into his best self. But like any powerful tool, it's all in how you use them. You can hand someone a hammer, but whether they build a home or break a window, that's in the intent. So, stay with me. Like, subscribe, and help spread this message, because someone out there needs to hear this today. Now, let's get into it. Number 1. The power of saying, "I believe in you." You might think it's just a simple sentence, a few soft words floating out into the air, but "I believe in you" is anything but small. It's not just a phrase, it's a spark, and when you say it with heart, with real truth behind it, it can set something powerful in motion. Think of it like this. A man's life can feel like walking through a storm, carrying invisible weights on his shoulders, pressures from the outside world, money, success, expectations, but also battles inside his own head. The fear of not being enough, the drive to prove he's strong, capable, worthy of respect. Now picture this. He's out there, pulling that heavy cart uphill, and the road is long. Every now and then, he glances back, wondering if he's even making progress. That's where your words come in. When you say, "I believe in you," you're not just offering comfort. You're handing him water in the desert, fuel for his fire. You're telling him, "I see your effort, even when no one else does. I see who you are, not just what you do." Carl Jung once said, "Your vision will become clear only when you can look into your own heart. Who looks outside, dreams. Who looks inside, awakes." That's what this phrase helps a man do. It wakes something inside him. Because when a woman speaks belief into a man, she's not focusing on just his actions. She's speaking to his heart, his potential, his inner world. And that's powerful. That's rare. Now, maybe you're wondering, does he really need to hear this? Isn't he supposed to be strong on his own? And sure, society teaches men to stand tall, hold it all together, but even the strongest oak needs deep roots, needs the sun. And belief, your belief, is that sun. Even the mightiest warriors in history had someone whispering in their ear, reminding them they could rise again, fight another battle. Imagine sending that text, "I believe in you. I see how hard you're working, and I trust in the man you are becoming." It's like giving him a shield against the world's doubt. It's not about inflating his ego. It's about strengthening his soul. It reminds him that he's not alone on that road. Jung also believed that within each person is both the shadow and the light. And when you believe in him, you're helping him face that shadow without fear. You're helping him step fully into his light. So don't underestimate these words. They're not filler, they're foundation. Speak them often, speak them true. And when you do, you'll be surprised how far he'll go, how much stronger he'll stand, just knowing you're there, walking beside him, believing in his journey. And yes, it might just be a text, but sometimes a simple message is enough to move mountains. Number 2, I appreciate everything you do. There's something most people forget in this busy world, where everyone's rushing, pushing, grinding for the next thing. Recognition. Not the loud kind with trophies and applause, but the quiet, honest kind that says, "I see you." That's what happens when you tell a man, "I appreciate everything you do." It sounds simple, software. But don't let that fool you. These words carry real weight. They can steady a man like roots steady a tree, especially when life feels like it's blowing sideways. Here's the thing. Men are taught early on that their worth is tied to what they can produce, the job they hold down, the bills they pay, the safety and comfort they provide. But behind all that output is a silent grind. Hours spent worrying, planning, sacrificing. Emotional labor that no one claps for, like a swan gliding on water while its legs paddle like mad beneath the surface. You don't always see the effort, but it's there. Constant. Carl Jung said, "The greatest tragedy of the family is the unlived lives of the parents." And many men know this too well. They live for others. They push aside dreams, put their own needs on pause, just to make sure the people they love are okay. And after a while, when no one seems to notice, that can wear a man down. It can make him feel like a machine, useful only when he's producing something. But when you send that text, "I appreciate everything you do," you stop the world for a moment. You shine a light on him, on his effort, on all the little things that might otherwise go unseen. And here's why that matters. To be seen is one of the deepest human needs. Jung believed we all long to be acknowledged, not just for the face we show the world, but for the inner life we carry quietly inside. Maybe you're thinking, "But he knows I care. He knows I appreciate him." And sure, maybe he does. But think of appreciation like watering a plant. Just because it rained once doesn't mean the roots don't get thirsty again. It's not about overdoing it. It's about keeping that connection alive, reminding him that his work, whether it's fixing the car, listening to your worries, or pulling long hours, isn't invisible. Imagine him after a hard day, feeling the weight of the world on his shoulders, and then your message comes in. "I see how hard you work, how much you give. I appreciate everything you do." That's not just a text, that's shelter from the storm. It's a moment where he doesn't have to prove himself or perform. He can just be, and know that's enough. Jung also spoke about the shadow self, the part of us that feels unworthy, unseen, doubted. When you appreciate a man for everything he does, you're not just patting him on the back. You're helping ease that shadow. You're telling him, "You are enough. I see all of you." And in a world that often only sees the surface, that's rare. That's healing. You might be surprised how this small gesture opens him up. Appreciation isn't just about making him feel good. It builds trust. It strengthens the bond between you. It's like laying bricks in the foundation of your relationship. One message at a time. So, the next time you catch him doing something ordinary, paying the bills, carrying in groceries, just showing up after a long day, pause for a second. Send that message. Speak those words. Because they do more than acknowledge what he's done. They remind him that who he is matters. And if you've made it this far, you're starting to see the magic in these small moments. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this with someone who needs to hear it. These words might be simple, but their power, that's something extraordinary. Let's keep going. Number 3. How's your day going? At first glance, it feels like small talk, right? Just a polite question we toss around without thinking much of it. But here's where the real power lies. When you ask this simple question with real interest, with your heart behind it, it becomes something far more meaningful. It's like knocking gently on the door of someone's inner world, offering them a chance to let you in. And for men, that's a door not often opened. Think about it. Most men grow up hearing the same tune on repeat. Be strong. Don't show weakness. Handle it. And so, they armor up. They learn to carry the weight silently, to suppress what's really going on inside. But here's the truth. Even the strongest man, the toughest exterior, feels the waves underneath. The doubt, the stress, the loneliness that can creep in. They've just been taught not to show it. That's why "How's your day going?" can be more than words. It can be an invitation. It's like offering a cup of warmth on a cold day. It tells him, "I care enough to ask. I care enough to listen." Carl Jung taught that the soul doesn't just crave understanding. It needs it. He said, Loneliness does not come from having no people around you, but from being unable to communicate the things that seem important. When you ask this question, you're giving him permission to communicate, to share even the smallest pieces of what's weighing on him. Now, you might wonder, but what if he just says, "I'm fine"? And yes, sometimes he will. That's what society trains men to say. But your consistent curiosity, your genuine care, starts to soften that shell. It's like rain hitting dry earth. At first, the ground resists, but over time, it softens, opens up. Your patience, your repeated check-ins, show him this isn't just a one-time thing. You're building a space where he's safe to share. Picture this. He's had a rough day. Maybe a client chewed him out. Maybe he's questioning if he's enough, if he's doing right by his family, by himself. He's carrying that weight, quiet. But your text comes in. "Hey, how's your day going?" And in that moment, even if he only gives a little, he feels that someone is reaching out, offering to carry a piece of it with him. This small gesture, it builds emotional intimacy. It's not about the big moments, the birthdays, the anniversaries, the grand gestures. Those are easy. Emotional closeness lives in the daily rhythm, in the check-ins, the care woven into the ordinary. It tells him that his thoughts, his mood, his struggles matter, not just when the world sees them, but always. Jung believed in the importance of inner work, facing the self, unearthing what's hidden. By asking how his day is going, you're encouraging that process, even if only subtly. You're reminding him that his emotional world deserves attention, deserves space. And this, dear reader, is where connection deepens. When he starts to realize that you're not just there for the highlight reel, but for the behind-the-scenes footage too, the unfiltered moments, you become the person he can lean on, the person who sees him beyond the surface. So, never underestimate that question. "How's your day going?" isn't just small talk. It's a key to the deeper parts of him. Use it often, use it sincerely, and over time, you'll find that door opens wider. The man who once carried his burdens in silence will start to trust you with them. And that's a bond most people never get to share. If this message speaks to you, like, subscribe, and share it with someone who needs to hear this today. Let's spread this wisdom. Let's build stronger connections, one small moment at a time. Stay with me. We're just getting started. Number 4. I'm so lucky to have you. At first, it sounds like a sweet little compliment, right? Just something nice to toss into a conversation. But let me tell you something real. When spoken from the heart, these words become a powerful anchor in any relationship. They're not just fluff. They're a statement of deep gratitude, a recognition that goes way beneath the surface. In this world of endless distractions, options, and noise, it's easy to start taking things and people for granted. But think about this. Out of all the billions of people walking this earth, you chose him. And more importantly, you're reminding him that you choose him again, right here, right now. That's what "I'm so lucky to have you" really means. It's not about what he's done lately or what he's brought to the table. It's about who he is, at his core. Imagine standing in the middle of a vast forest, trees stretching endlessly in every direction. And then there's this one tree, strong, steady, deeply rooted. That's him. And when you say these words, you're telling him, "Out of all the trees I see you, I choose you." It's grounding. It's affirming. Men, like everyone else, need to feel seen, not just for what they do, but for who they are. Carl Jung understood this on a soul-deep level. He said, "The privilege of a lifetime is to become who you truly are." When you tell a man you're lucky to have him, you're reflecting that back to him. You're honoring not just his actions, but his essence. The quiet parts of him he might not even know are visible. You might be asking yourself, but doesn't he know I feel this way? Here's the thing. Maybe he does, but life has a way of making people forget. The daily grind, the stress, the routines. It wears down the spirit. It's like a stone sitting under a waterfall. Over time, even the strongest rock gets smoothed, worn thin. Your words are like stepping in and saying, "I see your strength. I know your worth." You're helping him hold on to that. And don't underestimate the power of gratitude. Jung believed that recognizing the good in another person is part of your own individuation, your own journey toward wholeness. When you express gratitude, you're not just building him up, you're enriching yourself too. You're creating a cycle of positivity and connection that runs both ways. Picture him, maybe worn down after a long day, questioning whether he's doing enough, whether he's enough. Then your message comes through. "I'm so lucky to have you. Just wanted you to know that." That's not just a text, that's a balm, a soft place for him to land when the world feels harsh. You're telling him that his presence isn't just convenient, it's cherished. His love, his efforts, his quiet moments, they all matter. They're seen, they're honored. And that's the kind of connection that lasts. It's the soil where love grows deep roots, not just pretty flowers that fade when the seasons change. This small sentence fosters emotional safety. It tells him that even when things aren't perfect, even when life gets messy, he's enough. He's not on trial. He doesn't have to earn your affection again and again. His place in your heart is secure. Jung talked about the collective unconscious, how we all carry shared experiences, shared longings, and one of those shared needs is to be valued, not just for our output, but for our very being. When you say, "I'm so lucky to have you," you're meeting that need. You're saying, in this vast world, you are special, you are enough. So, the next time the moment feels right, or even when it doesn't, send that message. Whisper those words, because they're not just a compliment, they're a cornerstone. They're a reminder that in a world full of shifting sands, there's something steady between you. Number 5. You mean the world to me. It may seem like simple words, yet they carry the weight of galaxies. They tell him he's not just orbiting somewhere on the edge of your life. He's right at the center, the sun around which everything else turns. It's one thing to be liked, appreciated, or even loved. But to mean the world to someone, that hits deeper. That's a declaration, a homecoming, a place where someone can rest their soul. In a world that constantly tells us we need to be more, do more, achieve more, this phrase acts like a pause button. It slows the noise, silences the striving, and draws attention to what really matters, the connection between two hearts. You mean the world to me, tells him that no achievement, no possession, no title could ever replace him. His presence, his spirit, his love, that's the treasure. Carl Jung believed that relationships are mirrors. They show us who we are and help us grow into who we're meant to become. He once said, "The meeting of two personalities is like the contact of two chemical substances. If there is any reaction, both are transformed." When you tell a man he means the world to you, you're recognizing that his presence has changed you, shaped you. You're telling him that his existence in your life is not passive, it's transformative. Maybe right now you're thinking, does he really need to hear this? Isn't it obvious how I feel? But here's the truth. Love unspoken can feel like love withheld. Men, just like anyone else, carry the scars of past doubts, disappointments, and fears. They've been told to focus on what they can provide, what they can do, but rarely do they hear that who they are, just as they are, is enough. When you say, "You mean the world to me," you're breaking through that armor. You're not admiring what he gives you, you're celebrating his very existence. Imagine it like this. Life is a vast ocean. There are countless ships out there, some passing, some staying for a while, but there's that one ship, that one anchor, that holds you steady in the storm. That's him. When you send a message like, "You mean the world to me," you're not just offering a compliment, you're offering a harbor, a safe place where he knows he matters deeply. Jung also talked about the individuation process, becoming whole by integrating all parts of the self. One of the most beautiful ways we support each other on that journey is by reflecting back the value we see in each other. When you tell him he means the world, you're helping him see his place in your universe. You're helping him feel whole, accepted, irreplaceable. And this isn't just about grand romantic gestures, it's about the everyday moments, the times when life feels heavy, when he's questioning if he's doing enough, if he's enough. That's when these words hit the hardest. Picture him after a rough week, feeling unseen by the world, maybe even doubting his own worth. Your text pops up. "Hey, just wanted to say, you mean the world to me." That's not just words, that's a lifeline. A moment where he's reminded of his value, his importance, not for what he does, but simply for who he is. Emotional safety is built in layers, like stones stacked one by one to make a fortress. And every time you remind him of his worth, every time you tell him he means the world, you're adding to that fortress. You're making it stronger, more unshakable. It creates a space where both of you can be vulnerable, where trust can deepen, where love can grow beyond the surface. So, don't hold back. Say the words. Send the message. "You mean the world to me" isn't just a line. It's a gift. It's the kind of message that lingers, that stays with him long after the day is done. And there it is, the power of simple words that carry deep meaning. These aren't just texts, they're bridges, connecting hearts and building trust one message at a time. Remember, it's not about grand gestures. It's about showing up in the small moments, letting him know he's seen, valued, and loved. If this resonated with you, like this video, subscribe for more insights like these, and drop a comment below. What message are you sending today? Share your thoughts. Share the love. Let's keep this conversation going and spread these powerful tools to more hearts out there.